HLS Show Me How. Hi, my name is Mike Gannotti, and I'm here today with
Scott Moore,
who's going to be the man driving us on our next stage of Viva Connections. We're both Microsoft technology specialists with Microsoft's Healthcare and Life Sciences group. Just a reminder, you can always find myself, Scott, and all of our colleagues at HLS blog at aka.ms/HLS blog. That's aka.ms/HLS blog. So today, what are we doing, Scott?
So today we're going to do a video number 2 of 4 for our Viva Connections setup, where we're actually going to create the application package for Viva Connections.
Nice. So we set up the home site, did all that gobbledygook, which was stupid simple to do, got that done. And today we are going to do step number 2. And for that, Scott, you want to share your desktop? I'll stop sharing mine.
Sure. So it's pretty simple. It's actually only a couple of steps. There are a couple of things that I'll run through here. So let me share my desktop. So what you'll see here naturally is on there's actually a web page for this, for add Viva Connections to Microsoft Teams desktop. The key thing here is, and I've already done a couple of these things, but I'll walk through these things very quickly. The first thing is really that you want to make sure that you do download the SharePoint Admin PowerShell module, and you'll launch that. So you actually will need that so that you'll authenticate to the SharePoint admin site. Once you do that, then you'll actually tell it which site that you're actually going to create the package for. And then we'll step through that. So I've already got the PowerShell command actually already there. So this is actually SharePoint Online Management Shell. I already have the syntax for that command already pre-staged. So we're going to connect to the SharePoint Online Service to the site with the credentials. You'll see that. It's going to ask me to authenticate. I'm going to put in the password.
Do you want to share with everyone your password today, Scott?
No, definitely don't want to do that. So as you can see, I've authenticated to the site. The next piece is really around over here. Let me actually show you this as well, because it does mention this as well. There's a step-by-step down here. If you click on this, so there's a piece here. There's also another piece. Actually, we did that. Let me back up. So we did that. Now we actually have connected to the site. We also need to run a PowerShell command that's embedded in the zip file from this piece we're right here in the PowerShell script. So I also already have that pre-staged as well. But once we've authenticated to the site, we can now run this PowerShell command. Once we run that, it's now going to run PowerShell there. And this is where we need to tell it which home site that we're going to use. So the home site that we're going to use is the one for our tenant here. Put that in there, load that there, click enter. It's going to authenticate again. So we'll grab the credentials one more time. Just going to copy that. Click next, authenticate again. And now it's going to run through this. Please enter the app name. We're going to call this Viva Connections. We're just going to, as a short description, we're also going to call it Viva Connections for simplicity. Long description, we're going to call it Viva Connections as well. I mean, you can pretty much name.
You don't want to type 4,000 words?
Right. You could easily put in anything that you like for your organization. We're just making this as simple as possible. We're going to take the default privacy policy for Microsoft. We're also going to take the default terms of use for Microsoft. Ask the organization name. We're going to call this Contoso. We're just going to call it Microsoft.com.
And this would be their name and then their URL for their public website.
Right. This will be for your company's name and public website. Now it actually asks for a couple of those images. I do have those pre-staged as well. So I'll show that in just a second.
And while you're grabbing that, just to explain what I did to get those images, if you have that SharePoint site that you set up as your home site and it has the logo and all that, I just went into the site assets and I grabbed 2 high fidelity PNG files that are in there as a part of that. And then I created a version at 192 and another one at 32 by 32, which is what they asked for. Just resize in Paint.
Right. And what these actual images are going to be used for is they're actually going to be used in the ribbon bar in Teams. So the 192 image, I believe, is actually going to be for the desktop version, and the 32 by 32 is actually going to be the mobile version. So we're going to grab the 192 image, click on that, and now it asks for the 32 by 32. So we'll grab that as well. We have that under Connections, and we click on Open there. And as you see, now we actually have that populated on my desktop. So it did create.
Where is it? Oh,
right there. Boom.
Now we can see Viva Las Vegas.
That's correct. So that's basically, we've created the package now, and that's basically what we need to do for step 2 for today's series.
So let's just quick recap, and let me go ahead. I'm going to pull up my desktop to get ready to close out here. But just kind of in summation, because we've now gone through a couple of steps. In the first video, I went through and did all the steps around creating that home site. Now you've taken that home site.
I've taken the home site. We did the connection with the PowerShell via SharePoint, the SharePoint admin PowerShell. We authenticated to the site. Once we were able to do that, we were actually able to point to the SharePoint admin site that we were going to manage, and ran the PowerShell that was from the connection zip file that we downloaded locally, ran that PowerShell command, and we created the descriptions for the Viva Connections piece, and also pointed to the PNG files for the icons, and then it uploads that, and that actually creates the package. And it downloads that package and puts that on your local desktop. Easy peasy.
So now that he has that, the next video we're going to go through, is going to be how to upload that and add that to your Teams instance. So we have it as an application in Teams. So stay tuned. But until then, again, you can find all of us at aka.ms/HLS blog. You can find me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/in/Mike Gannotti. And Scott, you can find you
on linkedin.com/n/Scott Amore1 is where I'm located.
And until next time, have a great day. Take care. And as always, ciao.
See y'all.